Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Shirani. Today I'm going to show you how to make these healthy and delicious avocado tortillas. Okay, so first things first, you want to make sure you use a ripe avocado for this. And then you want to check your avocado and make sure it's good. To my kneading bowl here, I'm going to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm gonna give that a mix. As always, I'm going to have the exact measurements in the description box below for you. Next, I'm going to scoop out the avocado and put it in my bowl. The avocado in this recipe is your replacement for shortening, butter, oil, or whatever you use to knead your flour. Now I'm just going to work this in the flour. I always get asked where I get my kneading bowl from, and I brought it back from Belize many years ago. I don't even know if they still make it, but we've had this ever since we've been married, and that's a long time. So I kept it because, I don't use it all the time. Now I use my mixer, but every so often I take it out. Now I'm going to add some water to it, and I'm adding a little bit at a time because you don't need a lot. And the amount of water you need depends on how big your avocado is. So I'm doing a tablespoon at a time. Just keep kneading it until everything is mixed together. To me, this is not like when I'm making my regular flour tortillas. When I do that, I have my measurements set, everything is set, so it will always come out the same. The measurements never change. But with this, it all depends on the avocado. You never know how big your avocado is going to be, how the avocado is. As you know, not all avocados are made the same, so that depends on the amount of water you're going to use. Like I say, just go in there and add a little bit at a time. Like right now, as you can see, it looks sticky, but it's not going to stay sticky. Just keep kneading it and the stickiness will go away. But you don't want to put too much water in there where the dough is just sticky and you can't knead it. You don't want that. But you want your dough to be nice and soft. As you're kneading, you always want to make sure you clean up around the bowl. You don't want to have any flour left behind. Okay, so the total amount of water I use in this recipe is a little bit less than 2 tablespoons. As you can see, there's a little bit left over in my spoon. I always say this, the mark of a good dough is when your bowl is clean. There's no flour left behind, there's nothing on your fingers, and the dough is nice and soft. So that's what you're looking for. Okay, now I'm just going to divide this into 3 pieces. You can make 4 if you want to make them a little bit smaller, but I like them this size. To roll out the dough, I'm just going to do it in my hands, and I'm used to this, so I do it really fast. So you're just going to roll it on one side and then rotate it, roll it, rotate it, roll it, and keep doing that until it's nice and smooth. And then you're going to cup it in your hand and make a ball. I'm used to this. I grew up eating flour tortilla. We eat tortilla morning and evening. So I do this really fast. So it looks like I'm not turning the dough, but I am. When I shared this recipe on my Instagram, a lot of people said that they wanted to see how I make it. So that's why I'm making it. And if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me at Cooking with Shirani. I'm always over there. I'm always sharing stuff in my stories and talking to people. You're going to take your tortilla cloth and cover your dough, or take some plastic wrap. You just don't want your dough to dry out. Let it sit out on the counter for at least 20 to 30 minutes before you bake your tortilla. Okay, so I'm going to use my rolling pin to spread this out a little bit, or you can use your hands or however you roll out your tortilla. When it's halfway to the size I like, I pick it up and put it in my hand and flap it. And that's just going back and forth. And the more you do that, the bigger the tortilla will get. Now, if you're not used to this, you might lose your tortilla flapping it, so just be careful. Or you can always just use your rolling pin and roll it out to the size you want, but I like flap my tortilla. That just make it easy, and that's just how I'm used to making my tortilla. So I'm going to put this in my pan, and my pan is set over medium heat. If your tortilla is not round when you put it in your pan, you can always use your fingers to stretch it out a bit. You want to let this bake for about a minute on each side, or until it's nice and brown. It's hard to give you a good time because this stove doesn't hold the heat. Like, it will get hot and then cool down a little and get hot. It just don't stay consistent. I was telling my husband that there's a heart on my tortilla. Isn't that just the cutest thing? I came up with this recipe when I was just trying to make my tortillas healthier. You know, they always say shortening is not good for you, because it has all those ingredients in there. So I'm always thinking of a healthier alternative. And then one day, it just hit me. I was like, I should make some avocado tortillas. And then I decided to try it, and it was so good. I'm going out on a limb and say this is the only one of its kind. I don't know anyone that makes it. And after I made it, I went online and I started to look up and see if anyone makes it like this, and there is none. I didn't see any recipe like this one. I saw some avocado tortillas, but people add shortening or oil or something to it, but this doesn't have anything. So I hope Bobby Parrish sees this. Somebody please go tell Bobby to come over here and check my tortilla. He's always talking about bad ingredients in food and all that. And I follow Bobby. I learned a lot from him. But my goodness, if he sees this tortilla, he's gonna be so impressed. The only thing he would probably say is, oh, it should be whole wheat flour. Hey Bobby, I'm working on that. I'm gonna try that next, okay? Okay, so here they are. Look at them. Look how pretty they are. Oh my goodness. So I'm just going to tear it so you can see how nice and soft it is. Look at that. Even softer than when you make regular tortilla. And it tastes so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I'm never going to look at an avocado the same or a tortilla the same. I am so impressed with this. You can eat this with whatever you want. Just eat it like a regular tortilla. I wish this one was much more greener. I made some in the past and oh my goodness. They were so green and so pretty. I'm going to insert a little pic in here so you can see how pretty and green it was. So it all depends on the avocado you get. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you give it a try. And thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in my next one. Take care. Bye.